Clutches are some of the most electrifying moments in all of gaming. We're defining a clutch as one primary player versus 2 or more opponents, where that player survives with at least 1 kill. This is our ranking of 10 of the most legendary clutches in League of Legends history, starting with... Oh baby, it's a good one. Our first play takes us back to the very first MSI finals in 2015. EDG are down 2k gold, and their hopes rest on their captain and top laner, Koro1. Koro is one of my favorite players of all time. I was casting the LPL back then, and Na was his signature champ. He knows that he needs to push his slim lead, but with no flash, no ult, and 2 members of SKT rotating topside, he looks like easy prey.
Should be able to get there in time. Very nicely done. Crowd control a bit stacked there, giving Koro time to move right away. But Wolf has the rest to finish this off. The Wallop keeps him in place. Nobody else is roaming up here, and EDG's not able to get alive. If anything, Koro running out, dodges the boomerang back, and gets himself a kill.
Now, while you're probably screaming at Wolf right now, just remember that professional League of Legends in 2015 looked very different than it does today, and Koro played this out as well as he possibly could have. His ultimate is not up when the dive starts, but it comes off cooldown just in time to perfectly deny Marin and Bengi. In this game, Koro has opted for Hexdrinker, and that tiny magic shield, that is the difference between life and death. This play lands at the bottom of the list because of how hard SKT misplayed this dive, but when you're given a gift by the best team in the world, accepting it is just the polite thing to do.
Moving on, the number 9 greatest clutch in League of Legends history is Ruler on Ezreal. Much newer. This next play just happened in the 2026 LCK Cup. Up 10k gold at 18 minutes, Ruler decides to do a bit of limit testing after securing the enemy red.
The Ruler's just making a highlight reel over here. Yeah, he is. Willem might be able to kill him. He did have the barrier available though. There's a Cataclysm avoided, and Ruler outplays him to pick up the double solo. Rich is going to turn up, and that's going to make it too hard as Deadly Flourish does come down.
This play is a great demonstration of just how far we've come since 2015, and thanks to ProView, we can watch every click in 4K as Ruler absolutely shatters Willer's ankle.
살릴 사람. 이거야. 나 아직 젊어.
He does fall to Sion moments later, but this play serves as a reminder that nearly a decade after his World Championship win, he still has a lot left in the tank and is actively building a case for ADC GOAT status.
You think Ruler's the GOAT? I'm very much Uzi-pilled. This is the player that I'll probably defend to the death, and I think Deft definitely deserves a lot of credit as well.
For me, it's Deft. Ruler, though, building a case, needs a couple more worlds.
Don't get me wrong, Ruler absolutely deserves the praise he gets, but for me, it's just so hard to let go of Uzi. Back to the board, number 8. Faker once again. Now stop me if you've heard this one before. T1 and JDG meet in an intense best of 5 at World Semis. With the game hanging in the balance and T1 picking off Kanavi across the map, Faker is on a solo mission top lane when he runs into a 6-3 Renekton in the brush.
369 gonna take his fight against Faker. Will it be enough? Does he win round 2? He's ignited, he's ever frosted, and Faker with 5 health left wins the one-on-one. The GOAT! Now he's got more enemies coming after him, though. He's going for the sneaky recall. Out of vision. They know he's on the left-hand side, missing. Will not spot him go into the brush. They see. You can see it. You can see it. It was in vision. They don't walk over to the wrong ward. Faker with the okie-doke. Complete jukes right here. You can't see me.
Even with a sizable health advantage, a melee range 1v1 versus a fed Renekton with Gore Drinker is not a fight that Ryze is supposed to win. Faker keeps his cool though, survives with a sliver of health, and has the awareness to realize he's not out of danger just yet. With his health bar blinking red, he perfectly plays around the fog of war and realm warps to safety, adding yet another chapter to the rich history of Faker's most iconic champion. We'd like to put this play a bit higher, but JDG bot lanes aren't there at the start, and Faker doesn't actually kill either of them, which makes it only a borderline clutch by our definition. It's a gorgeous escape, but we're stranding it at number 8 on the list. The number 7 best clutch of all time is... Humanoid. Interesting.
Avoid the Noid.
Avoid the Noid. It's game 1 of the 2022 LEC Summer Semi-Finals between Fnatic and Rogue. Despite coming into the series as underdogs, Fnatic find themselves with a commanding gold lead. A messy cross-map exchange leaves Wunder and Humanoid way overextended with 3 members of Rogue bearing down on them. The Fnatic solo laners press B as hard as they can and frantically count down the seconds. With a trip to Grand Finals on the line, they cannot afford to throw away this game.
Humanoid died again, we'll get him with the Kingslayer.
What should have been an unmitigated disaster turns into a career highlight for Humanoid as he fights his way out of a seemingly impossible situation, making the Swedish crowd go absolutely wild.
Flash, charm, wide, Humanoid misses the abscond and ducked as well, but Humanoid dives onto Jimmy, that's one! He's looking to make it three, can he make the outplay to win the game? That's two! Humanoid, you absolute monster!
So Julian, you put this play much lower than I did. Explain to me why you don't have it higher.
I mean, he's just so far ahead. This is the kind of thing I feel like I would see like on Reddit, someone posting this insane like TikTok level outplay.
Okay, I see that, and I raise you that if this happened in one of my solo queue games, I would FF the game instantly.
That makes sense, the game is over. In this particular game, I feel like Humanoid is so far ahead that to me it just was like impressive, but not that impressive.
And our number 6 play is... This play needs no introduction, but for the sake of our newer fans, here it goes. It's the 2015 NALCS Summer Split, Team Liquid versus CLG. The game is close at 25 minutes when CLG set up a 4-man dive on Fenix bot. If TL wants to prove they can hang with the big dogs of CLG and TSM, they're gonna need to make a statement right here.
Every flash on people that escaped was burned, and they want Fenix in this turret.
Oh boy.
He's pretty strong though. What's he gonna do?
Oh, he got two! He's gonna get a triple kill! A quadra kill! An amazing play by Fenix on Azir! The legacy of Shurima is real!
The thing I love about so many of these iconic outplays is that when you listen to the comms, the least hyped player on the team is often the guy who made the play.
Oh my God, Phoenix!
So Manny, you put me on the spot last time, now it's your turn. I put this play in 4th, you put it in 8th. What gives?
I do love this play, right? It's one of my favorites of all time. I remember where I was when I saw it, but it's really hard to evaluate old plays like this, right? Like, how much of it is it being a good play versus a misplay, right? Because I feel like when I look at where Afromu and Darshan is like mini Gnar with 20% HP and like no rage, right? Is there a world where this goes right? And I'm not sure that I can say yes. But it is awesome.
I thought with rose-colored glasses it wouldn't be as good, but actually it is aged better than I remember.
Let's put it this way, right? Azir was a new champion. We now know all these things about Azir. It's like, oh, this is completely undiveable. The reason that we know it's completely undiveable is because of this play.
Yeah, that's true. You know what? Not an unreasonable thing to say. What do you all think? Let us know down in the comments below. Would you put this play higher or lower? Number 5 on the list. Caps once again destroying North America.
Not again, man.
For the second time in 2 episodes and a worrying trend, we need to give NA fans a trigger warning. It's May 20th, 2019. That's my birthday, by the way. MSI Finals, NA vs EU. G2 are already up 2-0 and Caps is on the doorstep of history and has been on fire all series long. Xmithie and Jensen look to shut him down early because for TL, this gank might be their last real chance at a comeback. So who will step up and meet the moment?
They might try for the attempt right here if you can find the QE. Nice juke by Cath, but will be hit a little bit. Nice double stun comes in. Ult comes in as well. He's got a lot of a playground to play around with. They find that first stun. They find some daily, but Ignite means he will get the solo kill, the 1v2. And Caps tries in for Jensen. And here comes Mickey! G2 slaughtering Team Liquid.
Caps plays the 1v2 to perfection. Not only does he land a sick double stun, but he jukes 3 Syndra Qs, a W, and Scatter the Weak. He has Team Liquid completely downloaded. And while this game wasn't over then and there, it sure felt like it. And G2 would go on to lift it.
And moving on to number 4, it's TheShy.
Hey, I like that
We
guy.
don't have to worry about the MSI play. Didn't happen. 4 years after lifting the Summoners Cup together, Rookie and TheShy meet again, this time on opposite sides of the rift. As the two LPL greats clash 1v1, the observers pan to reveal Karsa's Trundle posturing for a gank. V5 may be undefeated, they may have the numbers, they may be under their own tower against a mini Gnar with no flash and no wave, but TheShy does not care.
Karsa is literally right there in the brush, and Rookie has got, oh, TheShy, the positioning was beautiful, dodges away from the knockup, then jumps over the wall. Karsa trying to chase him down though, he's about to turn Mega, no flash available. I don't think he escapes this one. Rookie doesn't have any mana though, drops a soldier, turns Mega. TheShy actually gets away with it again. Can you ever shut this man down?
He's going for it. He's going for it, man.
No way. No way. TheShy 2v1. He doesn't give a monkey's. Now I'm going to go for a dive on Karsa. No way does he pull this off. He gets the double kill! TheShy is simply unbelievable!
This is one of the most amazing plays I have ever seen. TheShy reads Rookie like a book, then perfectly kites out Azir and Trundle just long enough to hit Meganar. But what really sets this play apart is this moment right here. For 99 out of 100 pro top laners, the play ends here. They take the burn summoners and ultimates and walk away. But not TheShy. He turns around, he goes back in. He cannot help himself. No one else sees this angle to chase down and kill Rookie, but what makes this play vintage TheShy is that he has another chance to take the win and walk away. He knows that going forward probably means death, but he turns around and goes back for more anyway. Having played with him for years on IG, Rookie knows this about TheShy better than anyone, and it does not save him.
TheShy is simply unbelievable!
And with that, we're into the top 3, and number 3 is Kingen on Rumble. Our next play comes from the 2025 LCK Cup. Kingen completes his Liandry's and heads bot lane, hoping to farm some minions when he's rudely interrupted. With absolutely no idea Cuz and BDD are waiting for him in the bush, this is pure instinct from Kingen.
To his doom, and he's trying to actually get the kill, and I mean, he flashes away! And he turns it around, Kingen! Are you kidding me? And now he's gonna get a double kill! What? How did he manage that?
What they didn't count on, though, was Kingen's damage after flashing the VIQ and managing his overheat perfectly. BDD realizes what's about to happen to him, but it is too late, and Kingen flawlessly spaces out Cuz with harpoons to seal the deal.
What? Kingen, what was that?
This play would be insane under any circumstances, but not only did Kingen have no warning, he had 0 kills and no meaningful advantage, but in this moment, he was just better. My favorite thing about this play, though, is that it's actually a 1v3. At the start, Wei comes in, drops Solar Flare, sees how dead Kingen appears, and decides to just clock out and recall. Maybe he was looking at another lane, maybe he opened the shop, we don't know. But by the time he finishes his recall, BDD is already dead. If we blow up the minimap, you can see the exact moment when he realizes his mistake. We can only imagine the horror when he looks back bot lane. Kingen flashes his 2022 World Finals MVP form, and the Noodle Boys go on to win the series 3-0, eliminating KT from the LCK Cup. Surely, after this, there's no way that this KT team would go on to become one of the best squads in 2025.
KT are going to finals!
Now it's time for our runner-up. Number 2 is some guy called Gumayusi. When you think of defining plays from JDG and T1's legendary 2023 Worlds semi-final series, you probably think of Faker Shurima Shuffle on Ruler. But do you remember the play that was the nail in JDG's coffin? T1 are in the driver's seat, heading into a series-defining fight for Dragon Soul. But just as they pick off the enemy jungler, Keria and Gumayusi find themselves isolated from the rest of their team.
A massive mistake! Keria now going in, the Ruler's untouched! Goes golden and now Ruler! Looking to take over the fight, Ruler still standing, but Guma's still standing, Guma firing back! Ruler goes down! Guma's just better!
Even for the best players in the world, surviving Aatrox and an ulted Zeri at point-blank range until reinforcements arrive would be an impossible task. But for Gumayusi, these 5 seconds were an opportunity to tear up JDG's Golden Road once and for all. Guma finds an ultra-precise flash that dodges both the incoming Aatrox Q and Zeri bolts that are headed straight for his face, which gives him the razor-thin margin he needs to land 2 Qs, out DPS Zeri, and win the 1v2 despite being left out to dry all by himself. For Gumayusi to do this all with a trip to Worlds Finals on the line, he's got so much ice in his veins, we get chills just thinking about it.
Is good!
But even this incredible play can't beat out our number 1. This play speaks for itself, so I'll just let it roll.
They've got to run. No, Danny steps up, and Danny shuts down one. Mid laner is dead, though, and it's going to be another kill in. Danny is doing it all. Danny shuts down FBI. The Rookie of the Year puts his team on his back, but he's 1 versus 2. Someday in Abadaga can only watch him knock down the wave as they can't push the base without minions, and Danny single-handedly keeps EG in the upper bracket. It's Danny versus the world. It's Danny versus the 100 Thieves, and Danny's gonna get 1. Danny could get 2. Holy God, he's so damn good at this game.
This play is our undisputed top dog. Down nearly 8,000 gold with their backs against the wall, Evil Genius's playoff run looks finished. Their last stand mid falls apart. Contracts and Ignar drop, Juke and Impact are blinking red as multiple Thieves realm warp in behind them to cut off their escape. This game looks over. And then EG's rookie AD carry finds an impossible angle. Danny was a generational talent who retired far too soon, and watching him teamfight was poetry in motion. This is a list of clutches, and Danny wins not one, not two, but 3 of them in a row, flipping a lost fight by stopping 100 Thieves for the unofficial penta while outnumbered from start to finish. Every little decision Danny makes here, including the initial one to even go for this play in the first place, needed to be executed perfectly, and somehow he did it. It's like he surveyed every reality and found the one where he wins. Danny's Tristana is the line between inting and genius. And if clutches are about putting everything on the line for a 1v9 play, the coronation of the Pentakill Prince is about as close as it gets.
Here, if you come at the king, you best not miss. And guess what? There's a new king in town. It's Danny.
So that's our list. Honestly, I feel like this is pretty accurate. We actually aggregated our personal ranking, so there are some differences in how we approach the list, but Danny is the obvious one. Does anything else stick out to you here as far as things go? Like, I know the T1 fans are coming for us with putting Faker at 8.
I'm shocked that Faker is at 8, and then I also feel like the Fenix Azir clip is really hard because I feel like we'll get half the comments telling us that it's too low and half the comments telling us that it's too high. It's like the opposite.
It's Schrodinger's Azir one before.
And then also I feel like there's a lot of people that will probably default to like, oh, the more famous moments, right? It's like, oh, why is Kingen's Rumble at number 3?
Hype!
I'd never seen that play before we did our research for this video, and it's awesome.
So that was our list, but we'd love to see your list as well. Post them down in the comments below.
If you like this video, make sure to subscribe to the LOL Esports channel and let us know in the comments. We'd love to keep making more of these for you.
And if you want the Yappening Deluxe Edition of things that happen in League of Legends, you can find us doing just that over at the Esports Garage.
Hold for car.
Hold for car. Holding, still holding. How dare other people have garages?
How dare they use them?
Yeah, I know.
Don't you know you're supposed to put YouTubers in a garage?